Hello my friends and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. My name's Chris and I'm the Batman statue collector here on YouTube, and if you enjoy collecting content, nerdy content about superheroes and Legos and everything else, this is the channel you're going to want to subscribe to. So if you haven't done so, please hit that red subscribe button down below. I really think you're going to enjoy the content. Now with that said, I want to talk about Batman, and I know we've been talking about it a lot, but it's been sweeping the nation. Of course, Batmania, brother, it has been incredible. And we have had a lot of good conversations about the Batman movie recently, and I wanted to talk to you about it today. I wanted to talk a little bit about the top 10 villains that I would like to see in the Pattinson universe. Of course, we know that this film has done very well. It's made a tremendous amount of money, so they are obviously going to do sequels. Hopefully at least 2, maybe 3, that would be incredible. But also we're going to have the TV shows on HBO Max in between. They have officially signed off on the Penguin show, which is going to be incredible. That takes place right after the Batman. And then there's also going to be an Arkham show that also takes place, I believe, probably prior to that movie. It's going to be kind of a little bit of a prequel to maybe see how characters arrived at Gotham, or excuse me, arrived in Arkham. So that is going to be incredible in itself. So there's going to be all of these characters that I think will be introduced into this world. But there's a number of characters, and we talked a little bit about this on Rogues Gallery. There's going to be a lot of characters that I think will be introduced into this world, and I would really like to see certain ones. Now, of course, this is a very realistic, gritty, horrifying Gotham. Way more realistic than The Dark Knight, and that was very realistic, at least in my eyes. So there's going to be characters, obviously, that they're not going to do. They're not going to probably do Man-Bat. They're probably not going to do Clayface. They're not going to probably do Killer Croc. Now, would I love to see those characters done? Yes. But we have to be realistic in our thinking of like which characters could actually live in this universe. So I have compiled a top 10 list, and these are not in any particular order. I have them here on my phone to show you guys. They're not in any particular order, but they're characters that I would love to see done. And how great would these characters be to come alive in this universe, okay? So I'm going to show you my first one right here, and this is my very first one. That's right, Ventriloquist baby, Scarface. How amazing would it be to have this character finally on film? Now I know what you're saying, Chris. This is kind of a goofy, oddball character, and that's why I like it. It is a goofy, oddball character. It is a character that I think could be done in a realistic way. I think absolutely you can have it as part of the mob boss, the mob world that was so well set up in the original Batman film here. And so I think that if you played this psychologically deranged character who really believes that this puppet is in control of everything, and again, it can have some humor to it, which is great, but I also think that it could potentially absolutely work here. I love this character. I've always wanted to see him on film. I've always wanted to see him brought to life. And again, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea with this character, but I've always wanted a statue of him. I've always wanted this character brought to life. And again, I think if done in a realistic way where he is, where he's lost his mind and he really believes that this is happening and he gets people to buy in to, his mob mentality, I don't know, I think it could be really, really fun. So again, Ventriloquist and Scarface, I would absolutely love to see here at number 10, okay? So coming in at number 9 is this guy right here. That's right, Dr. Hugo Strange. I love this character. I love when we saw him on Gotham. I would love to see him brought into this universe, again, in a realistic way. In the comics, he knows who Bruce Wayne is. He knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne. And so, could you bring that into this character? Could you bring, maybe he's doing some sort of horrifying experiments on people? It just fits that gritty world. It would be something that Batman would investigate, possibly. There's these missing body parts here and there, or these, stitched together people. I don't know. Again, it's very horrifying, and that fits this world tremendously. And so I would absolutely love to see Dr. Hugo Strange in this world. I just think it's a no-brainer. I think he would fit really, really nicely. Okay? Let's go into number 8 here. Okay, number 8 is this guy right here. And that is Victor Zazz. Okay, we've seen him again. We've seen him in different movies. We've seen him on Gotham. He was phenomenal on Gotham. But this character, I don't think would be a main character, but I think he could absolutely fit in this kind of this horror genre a little bit, this mystery genre. He is a killer, obviously, and he, cuts himself basically with each kill, and he has all of these marks all over his body. Again, I don't think that he would be a main villain, but certainly a killer off to the side, maybe an accomplice. I just think that if done well, he could be very, very creepy and fit, again, perfectly in this world. I would really like to see it. But would you guys want to see Victor Zsasz? Again, we've seen him a couple times pop up in different things, Birds of Prey. So I don't know. I just think he would fit really, really well in this world. And again, not my favorite character, but I still think that he would work. Okay? My next character, so this would be, let's see, 10, 9, 8. This is number 7. Right here, guys. Boom. Two-Face. Okay? I know what you're going to say, Chris, we already saw it in The Dark Knight. Yes, we did, but we mostly saw Harvey Dent. Now, that's not to say that I don't want to see some Harvey Dent. It works here. What would the relationship be like with Pattinson's Batman or Gordon? Would we see him in the court setting as a DA? Could Maroni potentially get a retrial after all of the events that's happening with Falcone? Could we see him throw the acid on Two-Face? Again, it would be very horrific, horrifying, but I want to see more of Two-Face. We got to see more of Two-Face in The Long Halloween, and The Long Halloween obviously was a major inspiration for this first film. Could it continue on throughout? Absolutely, because that event happened around Halloween. Could this event happen around Christmas time or Easter, just like The Long Halloween with the different murders on the different holidays? So I would absolutely love to see something like this with Two-Face. Again, it's been done. I still think you can do it in a very realistic way. Again, he goes psycho, he goes deranged. I want them to explore that side of him because we got very little of actual Two-Face in The Dark Knight. You guys know what I'm saying? So I think that would be absolutely fun, absolutely incredible. Come on, that would be just so much fun, okay? So that's Two-Face. A little bit of Harvey Dent, a lot of Two-Face. Next up, I believe this is number 6, right? Number 6 is this guy right here. I don't know if you guys could see that or not, but that is Bane. Can you see it? Is it going clear? Hopefully it is. That is Bane for you guys. Now, again, we saw him in Dark Knight Rises. I think if done well, I think it could be exciting. I know some people said, hey, is that venom that Batman injected? I think it's adrenaline, but could it be venom? It's possible. And so could you approach him? I feel like maybe Bane is the most, or maybe the least likely to be in this world of this list because, I don't know, he's kind of, there's a lot of fantasy element to him with the injections. But I feel like if you get him big and you get him bulky and maybe you wear the luchador mask, maybe he could be a terrorist again, maybe he could, be a part of the league. Who knows? Again, it's been done, so I feel like it's maybe a little less likely. So for that number, I'm also going to tie somebody. I'm also going to have this character right here. I'm going to have him tied with Professor Pig. Okay? Now, again, I know what you're saying, but this guy is terrifying. He creates body parts. He uses skin. He is a horrific villain that I feel like would absolutely fit in this horror, this mystery, this Seven universe. I mean, come on, it's a no-brainer character that Batman would have to investigate. Maybe body parts are missing. Maybe, people are seen stitched together. That would be horrifying, and it would, again, fit in that horror, that creepy, that mystery genre where Batman could piece all of these pieces together, pun intended, but he could actually figure this case out. So again, Professor Pig, I feel like, would even be better than Bane, in my opinion. We've seen him on Gotham. He was cool there as well, but I don't know. I just feel like this absolutely could work in this universe. I mean, I really, really do. Okay? So let's see. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we've got 5 left. Okay? So 5 on my list is Mr. Freeze. Now, Matt Reeves has actually already talked about this. And we talked about it on Rogues Gallery Live as well, that this is a character that Matt wants to do. We would love to see it. But how could they do it realistically? I don't think you're going to have a guy walking around with blue skin. But maybe you can still approach that love story with Nora. How he's kind of this, sympathetic villain because he's actually trying to do something right, but he causes chaos in the meantime. And maybe he turns evil. Maybe, how do you have the electric gun, like the ray gun or the ice gun? How do you have that in a realistic way? Well, maybe you could have he injects people with some sort of freeze serum or something and kills people that way. I don't know, maybe he harvests bodies. That could be incredible in itself and terrifying. So I would love to see them do a Mr. Freeze. I feel like they could make that an entire arc of a movie. And so again, just knowing that Matt Reeves has talked about this character, I am very optimistic that we will see Freeze in some form in this universe. I would absolutely love it, love it, love it. So I want to know what you guys think too, okay? So I've got 4 left on my list. Number 4 is going to be a character, again, we've seen before, but it's Black Mask. Now, Black Mask we actually saw in the Harley Quinn film. Ewan McGregor's fantastic, but I didn't love his character in that at all. It was okay, but I want a true mob boss guy. I want this guy that is trying to take control of the power of Gotham City. Obviously, you have Penguin on one side. Penguin's going to try to take control, and then maybe you have these other guys trying to fight as well. Black Mask is a no-brainer. He could be terrifying. He could be a killer. He could be just incredibly intimidating and want to take out the Batman. And so I would love to see a creepy version of Black Mask, whatever form we get him. I would love just the black and white suit, black terrifying mask. It doesn't have to be stylized like it was in the Birds of Prey film. I want just a comic accurate Black Mask, maybe something similar to what we got in Arkham Origins. Okay, I would love to see something like that. But again, I just feel like he would absolutely fit in that mob style world. Don't you guys think? Be a no-brainer, right? Okay, so next up, 3 left. Hush. Come on, Hush in this world. They already mentioned the Elliots, right? Tommy Elliott is Hush in the. It's just absolutely fantastic. It would be perfect. You know, you have him in the trench coat. You have this kind of this mystery killer. He's wrapped in the bandages. You don't know who he is. It has an automatic connection to Bruce from his childhood. Again, it's a no-brainer piece. And again, it could be a side character. Doesn't have to be the main villain, but it could be in that world somehow where he's terrorizing Gotham. He is terrorizing Bruce, you know, just exactly like the Hush. I mean, we love the Hush storyline. We love the Long Halloween. And again, these are all, you know, interwoven in the history of Batman. So I think it absolutely would fit. It would be creepy. It would be great. It's already sort of been introduced. It's already been sort of teased in the first film. So again, it's a no-brainer character that I think could absolutely work in this world. So we have 2 to go, and this one right here, that's right, the Scarecrow. We've seen him. Cillian Murphy did a phenomenal job in Batman Begins, but I want like an Arkham Knight Scarecrow storyline where he is terrorizing Gotham, using fear against Batman, and I absolutely would love to see a very, an even creepier Scarecrow, a nightmare Scarecrow. I think it would absolutely fit in this world. You can use chemicals, kind of like chemical warfare against Gotham. Again, I know we've seen it before, but I really think that they could figure out a new way to do him and make him very terrifying, make his mask very terrifying. Again, so you don't necessarily know who he is, maybe. I don't know. I would really love to see it. I think it just absolutely fits this world, don't you guys think? And again, I would really like to see them explore this particular character, okay? Now, with that said, there's also some other characters that I would love to see. I don't know if we'll see a Poison Ivy, probably not. I think we have a chance to see Harley Quinn. Would love to see that. Obviously, you know, the Joker has already been teased, so I'm not going to talk about him because we know he's already coming, okay? So he's not in my top 10 list. But my number one here is, to me, the biggest no-brainer of them all. That's right. Court of Owls. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, one of my favorite Batman storylines of all time. We already know about the Arkhams. We already know about the Waynes. But also this established underground group that has been around since the beginning, pulling strings in Gotham. I love it. I absolutely love the Court of Owls. You can do that. Whether you actually include the Talons or not, I think the Talons obviously would be a great thing to fight Batman in the end somehow. But again, it would be the battle for Gotham City, right? It would be absolutely incredible to have the Court of Owls. And again, you automatically have this world where they're automatically going to fit in a realistic way. I mean, basically Court of Owls are like ninjas, right? You can have these realistic characters. They're not necessarily, you don't have to introduce the supernatural element to it. I really think that the Court of Owls, out of all the picks, out of all the things that I've talked about today, the Court of Owls is the number one thing that I would like to see done. Okay, the Court of Owls, again, it's just a no-brainer to me. It just absolutely works. Oh my gosh, there's so many characters, there's so many villains that work in this world that I would love to see. And that's my top 10. Again, it wasn't necessarily in any order, although Court of Owls was number 1, so that was legit. Scarecrow was probably number 2. But what do you guys think? Which villains would you like to see? Are there any that, I don't know, maybe I missed, that I left out? Please leave your comments down below. Let me know your list, maybe your top 10 list or your top 5, whatever you guys want to respond with. Again, there's so many villains that could work. Again, I did leave out Joker because again, you know, we already have that teased. But again, let me know your comments down below. I would love to hear them. And again, I cannot wait to see future films. I cannot wait to see these TV shows. So again, leave the comments. Thank you guys so very much for checking out my top 10 video today. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, click that notification bell, and if you want to take it one step further, hit the join button down below for early access and other perks. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you right here in the Batcave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.